This begins the, the tutorial on the steps taken to process the digitization of the Schmidt dictionary in the Sanskrit lexicon website. There already is a version of Schmidt there, but it has not been processed in the same way that the other recent dictionaries added to the website have been processed. And so the objective here is to provide a version of that dictionary processed in a similar way. I've got open on my screen to start things out with the WinSCP file browser for the Cologne server, and an FTP, no, not FTP, an SSH shell attached to the same server. And I have in the file browser, the work is being done in a directory called scan, and in particular in a subdirectory called 2014, since I started this project in 2014. And currently there's just 3 files in this directory. There'll be more later as the project proceeds. There's a file ORIG, which stands for the original data, and a file where I have programs that process that data in various ways, and then an Emacs org mode text file, which I'll open up now. So I'm copied that from the server to my local buffer, and it has notes documenting the steps that are taken and various problems that occur along the way for this project. So I open up this first outline heading by pressing the tab key in Emacs org mode, which opens up the item, and it tells me, it just describes what this is. It's just and I'll over here I'll press the original directory, which shows that there's just one file in that right now called Schmidt_ridge.txt. And I happen to have this on another place on the server, and I copied it to this place with the name Schmidt_original.txt. This next line copy is not pertinent now, so I'll just erase that. And it just mentions that this is the digitization of Schmidt that I got from Thomas Malton, and it says it's dated internally to be 140809. We'll see it in a minute. Now, this next step describes an oddity of the files that Thomas provides as his digitizations. Due to the method that he uses to construct the files, they are always coded in what is called the CP1252 or Windows 1252 encoding. And if you have an editor which can view such things, it shows certain extended ASCII characters that are used in the file properly, but in the case of Schmidt, I'm not going to dwell on looking at that right now, because this CP1252 is hard for other people to work with. So let's look at the next point, where I create a UTF-8 version, which anybody can look at easily with most any current editor, text editor or otherwise. I found a program let me look in PyWork now, just for a minute, in the file browser. There was a program that I found online called, I think it was called Double Decode, that describes the exact relation between the CP1252 encodings and UTF-8 Unicode encodings. And I use that information to construct a program to convert any text file, the program being called CP1252, to UTF-8.py. It's a Python program, to a UTF-8 form. Now let me click in the Emacs buffer and just change the line wrapping so you can see this whole line. So this command runs a Python program which is going to transform that original CP1252 form of the data digitization for Schmidt to an equivalent UTF-8 form. So I'll copy that in Emacs and then switch over to the SSH buffer and do the appropriate keystrokes to copy it and then run it. Oop, I'm not in the right directory. So I'll change directories, reissue the command. And it takes it a moment. And then you can see if I refresh this file browser buffer, now I've got what's supposed to be a UTF-8 version of that. But I wanted to be sure that there wasn't something that I hadn't thought of that might be making the conversion different in any significant way from the original. So I wrote an inverse program, UTF-8 to CP1252, which goes the other way. It converts a program that was converted, like this one, into UTF-8 and tries to convert it back to CP1252. So that's what this command, Python command, does. So I'll run it. And so now I should have a version that's also CP1252, different name than the original, but it should be the same. And I'll use the Unix diff command to compare the files. The -w in the diff command just ignores white space differences, because I noticed in an earlier version that I had trimmed the lines so trailing blanks caused differences which are insignificant. So I'll run that, and now you can see there's two copies of that, and the diff command shows that this constructed version is the same as the original. So that's good. That confirms to me that I didn't do anything dumb in the conversion. And now I don't need the original anymore, so I'll just I don't need the reconstructed CP1252 version, so I'll get rid of it. Okay, so I wanted to explain that one little detail of the step in this tutorial, and I'll proceed with more interesting processing in the next tutorial.